Hi everyone. I am trying to look intelligent in my glasses today. I usually have to read glasses for reading, but isn't it wonderful? Did you ever think in 2013 it would be fashionable to be geeky? Anyway, this is my Twitter account at Lucienne12 if you ever want to pass views on to me. And I've only got 16 followers so far, which is frankly shit. So some more I would like to have. I would like to report that from sunny Southend I have been out to the shops, and so far the 3-week freeze that we're going to get from Russia has not arrived. I wasn't buried in snow, I didn't die of hypothermia, and wearing an extra cardigan underneath my coat actually made me go too hot. Anyway, as promised, what I quickly wanted to talk about, and if anyone has looked at my transitionxy.co.uk website, some of the things that I do in my time is to write and present workshops, and primarily focusing on the transgender awareness, the T part of the LGBT diversity strands. And I usually cover HR departments. I've possibly got some schools lined up to go and talk to, incorporate that into the sex education, so that gender identity is also part of the awareness on the same levels as sexual orientation. And for people there doing that and really throw their arms up in the air, do trust me that when you talk to someone, a child, about sexual orientation, they don't think, do you know what? That'd be a good idea. I think I'll be gay today. Or that's a good idea. I think I'd change my gender. It's something that we have inside of us. It's not something that someone actually prods a mind. Yes, some people can be experimental with their sexual orientation. But that's just part of growing up. But gay people don't go around turning straight people into it just by saying, I'm gay or I'm a lesbian, okay? There's some of the other things I've covered. This week I was at Southend Hospital and I was talking to nurses and clerical staff, and I was covering things around the issues of transgender patients, and particularly preoperative transgender, transsexual patients, because it can be a very, very sensitive area. And usually what I like to do when I do my talks is I like it to be engaged into a two-way workshop. I don't like to stand there and talk at people, because who the fuck learns from something like that? If someone talks at me, do I remember it? No. But if I feel that I can engage with that person and I can share my opinions or my experience and make it an organic workshop, then I think that helps everyone. But one of the things that I've had to start covering is the confusion of the transgender word. I would argue misuse of it. For anyone who doesn't know, a quick history tour of it, but in the past we used to have very, very clear boundary lines. We would have, and we still have, a transvestite. A transvestite is a man who dresses up as a woman. They have no intention of going through gender reassignment, taking hormone. In fact, they love the thing between their legs too much to even consider doing that. Or sometimes they like to be referred to as a cross-dresser. But then we had a transsexual, someone who would be diagnosed with gender dysphoria. And basically, a transsexual is someone who feels so at odds with their body at gender birth that they do want to go through a process of hormones and surgery to realign their body with their mental and emotional state of being. Somewhere along the line, the transgender word primarily come up for transsexuals, because when policies were being written for workplaces or whatever, because this is where it would affect transsexual people, because if you're going to start living your life full time in the gender, obviously you need rights within your work environment. And the transgender word was brought up because transsexual was a little bit seedy. You know, it was a bit like some sort of 70s porno sort of thing. Not that I've watched 70s porno films, of course. If you've got any good lesbian ones, send the links my way. I'm interested. But the transgender word got through from that. As political correctness started coming through and we started doing that, the transgender umbrella actually started growing, and also the transvestite community started hijacking that transgender word. Oh, I like that transgender word. And what has started becoming good in the workshops that I do is that people are very, very clear about what a transvestite is. There's some people not sure, and they get very confused about the transgender word because it muddies the waters a little bit. I was going to hold up some of my printed out slides that I do from some of my workshops, but being in such an eager mood to recycle, I binned them. So I want you to imagine that this is my slide with the transgender umbrella. And what I would normally do is I have a lovely little symbol of an umbrella, like that, get that one. And on this side in blue writing, I would have examples of the transsexual part of the transgender umbrella. Transsexual, intersexed, M to F, male to female, F to M, female to male, and then put transgender. That's the people who have medical conditions associated with their desire. They are not putting a frock on for a fetish reason, to get their rocks off, or to look like Britney Spears at the local tranny club. And then on this side, I had transvestites, cross-dressers, drag queens. Yes, I have seen some examples of drag queens being put in under this umbrella. I really do love drag queens. I think they have a fantastic tradition in our society and culture. I was a very big fan of Danny LaRue. But a drag queen is an artist. Why they are under the transgender umbrella, I do not know. When some of the rights most probably do merge is, for example, if a cross-dresser is going out to a club, they have no right to be attacked. They have every right, if they do get attacked, to report that as a hate crime, because no one should be attacked on their appearance. If someone in their workplace was to find out that they cross-dressed, it shouldn't affect their employment. So there's some laws where it comes to. But primarily, a lot of the laws around for transsexual people was around the fact that a preoperative transsexual woman wanted to use ladies' loos in public, and if they had a masculine appearance, because sometimes biology can be very cruel, and if they got stopped, then it was their right, that actually living full time as a woman, that they have a right to do that. And some of the other training that I've covered with shop assistants is how they manage if they're serving someone and they're uncertain of their gender, or they are dressed as a woman and they feel that they can obviously read that they are transsexual. To do that, my advice is treat them as the gender that they dress as or appear as. If you're not sure, don't commit yourself to a gender pronoun. Just be gender neutral, but be polite, because they will be really nervous, and just serve them and let them go on their way. They don't want attention drawn to them. And sometimes you will get transvestites who will be, some may dress to do that because they like to get a big kick out of going out and buying clothes, or some might be in their male clothes and they don't want to buy from specialist shops because they charge very, very expensive prices, and they just want to go into a shop and buy a skirt or a dress or clothes. Can't always try them on for obvious reasons, but they just want to politely be served. And the advice on that is just serve them, be polite, and move on. And they find that really helpful. But sometimes what happens is, and I had someone say to me, and I'm really kicking myself because I didn't challenge them, but they went to buy something and they was in their male side. Usually cross-dressers, transvestites will speak about their female side as the third person. Transsexual women or men don't. Another difference. and they will usually speak about this female aspect of themselves in the third person. And they was buying some female items of clothing while in their male clothes. And the shop assistant, quite rightly, was polite to them, served them, took their money, and was about to let them go on with it. And you know what I think? Fantastic, because the training that's being done gets out there. That's brilliant. That makes life easier for the transvestite part of the community that want to go and buy their clothes and not get hassled. And for transsexuals, particularly those in early stages of transitioning, which can easily be red. Red meaning that people can detect that they are transsexual, transgendered. And that makes their life easier, just to get on and move on. But this person wasn't happy with that. They had to allude and give this great big massive clue that the clothes were for them. Why? Why is it when that shop assistant just wants to do that job, did you feel a need to enforce that on them and make it potentially harder for the next transsexual, transgender, transvestite who just want to quietly buy things? If you want to get your kicks, go to a fetish club. Don't do that in public. You no doubt most probably guessed that when I do one day pop my clogs, the attendance for my funeral could be held in the phone box because I am opinionated. And I do have friends that's from the other strands of the transgender umbrella. I have a friend who is a drag queen and they agree with me, and I have some cross-dresser friends that agree with me. But at the same time, I've been on profiles that's for gay women, and I've had people put male to female, and they're transvestites, and I've actually challenged as to why they do that. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I'm about to start looking at software for my radio show, which will be coming. I'm just determining on what provider I will use for that. So look out for my mix of music and talk and usual crap. Thank you for listening. Lucy M12 signing out. Oh, by the way, it's Big Brother Eviction tonight, and catch BB Box on Channel 5 and the lovely Emma Willis. Bye.